Transmitting to you from Old Heart Radio.
What? Oh, shit. Oh. Good Lord. I think he's showing his age. Hello. Yes, that's right. You stumbled upon another podcast. What is it called? It's called Coffee and Contemplation. It's a podcast recorded by me, Old Heart, aka Jared, aka Birthday Boy. Yes, that's right. If you read the title of the podcast, it is a birthday ketchup edition. Why? Because, there's just tons of ketchup that needs to happen all the time, every time. Maybe not. Maybe nobody gives a shit about my ketchups, and everybody just is in it for the random nonsense that does pop up on Old Heart. Oh my God, Old Heart Radio. What is that happening with this damn thing? That is a question that needs answering one of these days, but today is not the day. Today is, of course, my birthday. Yeah, I'm gonna bask in the glow of that fake studio audience applause. Today's my birthday. I am turning 32 years old, and holy shit, does that weigh on you sometimes. I know that sounds really... For anybody older than me, they're like, yeah, right. You don't even know how young you still are. For anybody younger than me, they're like, holy shit, man, you're old. What the fuck are you doing with your life? And, both perspectives are pretty valid. I always think about this when you think about age. Like, your age is only really that relevant, like if you take a step away from it. Like if you're like me, I've just turned 32. It seems daunting to me at times, but in reality, it is nothing. It is a speck of dust on a rock that is on the beach of time. It's nothing, and that's a totally fine thing with me. But 32 years means that technically, if you're a human being, you should probably be doing something. And here I am recording a podcast for Old Heart Radio, something that me and a friend created years ago. And ever since then, I've been talking into a microphone to a slowly growing audience of hot dogs. So thank you, hot dogs. If only you would go online or on your phones and follow us on Instagram at Old Heart Radio or on Twitter at Old Heart in Space. It might help. Or just, keep listening to the podcast and spreading the word like the venereal disease it is. Yeah. So life has just been so weird. It doesn't feel like I've lived a year of life. And I know that sounds really privileged, I will say. I'll be the first to admit that. But the reality is, it doesn't feel like I've gotten a chance to have a full year. Between just the weird anxiety of everyday life. I mean, it's COVID-19 is still going around in Thurston County. We've seen an uptake in cases recently, and people. I work at a day job where I have to interact with the public, and people, as soon as they're offered a slice of normalcy, go too far. They're happy taking off their masks. They're happy breaking distance. They're happy, coughing and sneezing and not washing their hands and being around each other and all this shit. And then you're like, yes, we're slowly seeing cases rise in our county, in our state, in our country again. And so it's constantly nerve-wracking because I don't want to get sick for, an hourly wage. I don't want to get sick riding the bus like I used to. Like that was the thing. I used to ride intercity transit here in Thurston County, in Olympia, Washington, and like I've seen too many times drivers not say anything to people that aren't wearing masks, and those people that are not wearing masks don't give a shit that they're not wearing one on a closed container with air that's regurgitating itself, and they're risking everything else. I've almost gotten into two, one actual almost like physical altercation and another like verbal altercation, and I'm just over like just trying to suggest, hey, put on a mask like the rest of us. So like every day, just because of that, is nerve-wracking. Because normalcy is out the window, whether people want to fucking believe it or not. On top of that, you have the raging fucking mess that is our political system in the United States right now. Our governmental collapse is like unfolding in the middle of this pandemic, and it's fucking crazy. And so, you don't know what's happening. And so this presidential race, it's just shit. Oh, shit. Shouts to all my friends and family. Thank you so much. Shouts to my mother and father for doing what they had to do to give me birth and bring me here. And shout outs to all you hot dogs once again. Thank you so much for fucking listening. It is such a strange honor to talk into this microphone to however many ears listen to it. So thank you. But yeah, like I was saying, like it's so there's so many weird layers to this political climate right now. So we have a presidential administration that is failing to address this countrywide, global-wide pandemic properly. We have a presidential election happening with these a Democratic campaign and a Republican campaign going strong, and we have like just corruption being investigated. We have Jesus Christ, we have a corrupt Senate that is just sitting on relief bills. We have House Democrats that are refusing to negotiate unless they get exactly what they want. And facts of the matter are, right now is not the time to juggle people's livelihoods for much, so everybody's looking bad, I'll say. But what's looking the worst is the stinky pile of orange shit in the White House. So I don't know. As time goes on, I don't know if Donald Trump had coronavirus. I don't know if he actually caught it. I think it might be a fucking ruse, because how does he bounce back this quick? A man full of cheeseburgers and Diet Coke, and Adderall. How does he bounce back this quick? When people of perfect health, people of far better health have died because of this disease. 200,000 plus American citizens have died because of this fucking disease. And this fucking hairpiece is pretending like he is a perfect, healthy human specimen, and he's now parading around our White House, the house that we have set aside for our leader, and he is telling the world that he has beaten the coronavirus and that our country is well on the way to beating the coronavirus, when we are nowhere near that point. And so you wake up every day dealing with the anxiety of what the fuck am I gonna see in the news, because it's disheartening. And I'm not saying that Democrats have all the answers, but at least they have better answers than what the fucking Republican Party is offering at the moment. And that is pure blind dick sucking leader like eyes on Donald Trump. Like from Mitch McConnell to fucking to Lindsey Graham to Bill fucking Barr, all these fucking assholes. They have I don't know. They've taken whatever Trump's fed them, and they're fucking up our government. And I had an important conversation with a friend recently about the difference between politics and government. And politics is basically what infects the governmental system. We have a government system in place that could potentially work for the people if it's ran properly and with the right compassion and eyes and priorities. And those priorities are what the people fucking want. And that's why we have to vote. That's why you have to get out and use your voice anytime you are asked of it. It's your civic duty. So, yes, anxiety is abound between feeling like you're going to get sick performing what used to be regular functions like your day job, and not being able to trust the average person next to you, and the continued embarrassment and collapse of our governmental system and how that affects everyday life for everybody in America makes you nervous. And on top of that, you have, a year of your life ticking by, and you're wondering, what the fuck am I doing? And again, I find myself recording into this microphone a podcast. Why? Because this has been one of the most, and I'm as humbling as this has been one of the most grounding and sort of solid things that I've had personally in my life as your host. And I know I haven't always been on top of posting or anything, but this has been when I get the energy up and I'm not in the depths of a very depressive, anxiety-riddled mood. It's something like I genuinely look forward to doing, and I've been enjoying doing this. Whether it's two sets of ears listening, or 1,500 sets of ears listening. This has been a nice reprieve from all the anxiety that comes with life right now. And at a new 32 years old, I'm looking forward to maybe tackling another fucking year. And maybe getting that anxiety down. And maybe taking another step in the right direction. That's right, folks. This has been the end of a podcast. A beautiful podcast, if you'll say it. I'll say it. So go out there and use your brains for good. Why? Because every day is a good day. Perhaps great day to ripen up your coconut. So don't forget, follow us on Instagram at Old Heart Radio and on Twitter at Old Heart in Space. Do yourself a favor. Spread the good word of Old Heart Radio. Thank you so much for listening, hot dogs. Keep your stick on the ice.